Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Today in True Crime and Portraits podcast. I'm your host, Jane Flowers. Today's episode is called Donald Trump's Friends Groomed Me to Procure Teens for Sex with Donald Trump and His Friends. This is a episode about pedophiles and what I experienced while two men who know Donald Trump and are friends with him tried to get me to groom teens for Donald Trump and his friends to have sex with the teens. When I met these two men, one of the men is an individual that I was in a relationship for probably between 2 to 3 months. And the other man was this guy's friend that I dated. So I wrote about this experience, what I went through with these pedophiles. I consider them pedophiles. Maybe they're, if you're going to be trying to, like they were, get young teens for other people to have sex with, obviously they could possibly be pedophiles as well. But who's to know? Maybe they're just the ones that scout out the teens and then pass them on. I was asked to help procure teens with these two guys. They work together as like together, meaning they work together to get these girls. The first time I was asked to procure teens for Donald Trump and his friends was across the street from Trump's Palm Beach golf course, and this was in 2017. And this was shortly after Donald Trump became president. The man that asked me across the street from Trump's Palm Beach golf course, his name is Tom Davis. And Tom Davis told me he's been good friends with Donald Trump for over 30 years. So now it's probably going on, I'd say, if this was in 2017 and it wasn't, so it's probably going almost on 40 years now. Tom Davis and the other guy that I was in a relationship for less than 3 months are both the same age as Donald Trump. And Tom owns the Palm Beach Thai Museum located at 401 South County Road, Palm Beach, Florida, 33480. Before Tom asked me to procure teens for Donald Trump and his friends to date, he and I took a long ride down this street that runs in front of Trump's golf course in Palm Beach. And while we drove down that street, Tom bragged about Trump and his golf course and the street before pulling into the library across from Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Trump's golf course is the International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. When Tom was procuring me to recruit teens for Donald and his friends, he told me he needed these girls, these teens, to go out and date men that would come in from out of town. He wanted the teens to go out with these men at Rachel's strip club, while the men would wine and dine them after they arrived in West Palm Beach. he went on to comment to me that after the men would arrive in West Palm Beach, they would later go and hang out with these young teens at Rachel's strip club. And then the girls would go and spend time with the man in a hotel room or wherever else they wanted to get to know each other better. Tom told me when we were across the street from Trump's golf course that he needed the girls to be really young. And when I mean young, he's telling me not 18 years old, but he asked me if I could get them under the age of 16 to 15 years old. So this surprised me when he approached me with this, what he wanted from me, asking me to help him procure teens, because number one, I don't help pedophiles. I'm not into pedophilia. I think it's quite disgusting and it's really wrong. And at the same time, I'm wondering to myself, what the hell have I gotten myself into? I mean, these people are sick bastards. And just hearing Donald Trump's name made me very nervous too, because at the time in 2017, he was the President of the United States. Tom also bragged to me on that day when he asked me to help him procure teens, how he was just partying the weekend before with 2 Russian prostitutes that he partied with down in Miami before he came back to Palm Beach with the 2 in his car. He bragged about how good they sucked his dick in the car on the way home from Miami to Palm Beach. So I went to the FBI about what I experienced with these 2 men. The other guy that I was in a relationship for less than 3 months, he how do I put this? He showed me a picture, a photograph of a young girl, probably I would say maybe 15 or 16 years old. She looked really young, and she was a blonde girl. I went to the feds about this. I explained to them what I went through with these men. And the guy that I dated, he lived in Palm Beach also, but he lived in Riviera Beach. So the guy that I dated, I can't remember his name. I've tried to remember his name for a very long time, and I could not remember it. But the guy that I dated, he showed me a photo of this young girl, long blonde hair, almost kind of like platinum, but not that blonde, and it was yellowish, goldish kind of blonde. And he showed me the photo. I didn't ask to see any photo, and he did this to threaten me. And what he said when he showed me the photo is, do I want to end up like her? He asked me, do you want to end up like her? And I said, what do you mean? She disappeared. Do you want to disappear? And when he told me that, this was shortly after, one day I'm Tom Davis is asking me to procure teens, and it was either that evening when I got threatened, my life was threatened, or it was the next day. But these 2 were working on me. They were grooming me. They were seeing what, if I assume, what they could get me to do for them. And Donald Trump and his friends, meaning get teens for them. So when he told me that, the guy that I dated, he was literally telling me this girl is dead. She was murdered because obviously if she disappeared like he said, she is nowhere to be found. She is dead. And he was threatening me, telling me, do I want to end up like her? So I went to the FBI about that, and I told them, this makes me very scared for my life. These people approached me about this, and it's just a sick. I mean, these men sick. And these are the kind of men that hang out at Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump and his friends. The guy I dated would show me photographs of Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And he even bragged. I mean, it was constant with Tom Davis and this other man that I dated. Constant. I mean, they would constantly talk about Donald Trump like they were obsessed with him. It was really just, I would get sick at my stomach having to hear about Donald Trump all the time. And it was just weird because, I've just never had this happen to me in my entire life. And it was really, really strange and grotesque and scary what I went through. But the guy that I dated in Riviera Beach, Florida, that I can't remember his name, he is an Uber driver. And not only was he an Uber driver, he is a felon. And before he became a felon, he used to sell real estate in Palm Beach, Florida. Well, we all know that Donald Trump is into real estate. But this guy I dated is the same age as Donald Trump. And he got out of selling real estate because he was charged with tax evasion and he went to prison for a while. But you can imagine, because what I went through with these men is that they're showing me pictures in Mar-a-Lago. They just gossiped and bragged about how Donald Trump is going to change Palm Beach for the better, and how he's just, so rich, and he has this and he has that. It was constant. They wouldn't shut up almost all the time. It was always about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. So this happened in 2017, and then I thought to myself, okay, well, these pedophiles are trying to get young teens. Are these people associated with Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. But Jeffrey Epstein was still alive and living in Palm Beach in 2017. And he didn't pass away from suicide until August 10th, 2019. So it's hard to say. Who knows? I couldn't get the FBI to investigate this. I tried. I went there very nervous talking to them about what I experienced, and it's like they didn't care to me because they didn't follow up on it. It's really fucked up, really. And that is pretty much like what I went through. Another thing that I noticed is in 2017 that Matt Gaetz, who is congressman in Florida, he was also paying and hired a 17-year-old girl to party with him and do drugs. Well, is it possible that Matt Gaetz, he doesn't live in Palm Beach. He would have to come in from out of town. Okay? Like Tom Davis said, there would be men coming from out of town to have sex with these teens. So just makes me wonder about how their friendship, Tom Davis and this other guy I was in the relationship with, what are they friends with these other people that are in politics? Because Matt Gaetz worships Donald Trump's the ground he walks on. And Donald Trump in 2017 was deep in politics, so there's plenty of other people that I'm assuming that might be or could be associated with Tom Davis and this other man. But I wouldn't know that, but that's what I suspect. Just what I went through is very, it just kind of, it was traumatizing and a bit. It scared the shit out of me, and I wanted to get away from them fast because once I received, I mean, the day that Tom asked me to help procure teens for them, that was like I got really scared. I'm gonna tell you what, and then I started thinking I need to start to figure out how I just need to get away from these people. And it was either that same day into the night. I know it was in the early evening, or it could have been the next day, but it was not too long after that. The guy that I dated threatened my life, saying, "Do I want to end up like her?" And when he was telling me this, do I want to disappear, end up like her because this girl is been murdered? I mean, that's what he was saying. I'm like, okay, I need to get the fuck away from these people. These people are scary. I mean, this is too much. And I did. I got away, and that was my decision. But this is what I went through, and I just wanted to talk to you all about it. And Donald Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. As much as some people say, "Oh no, he didn't know Jeffrey Epstein. He wasn't friends with him." Yes, he was. He was very good friends with him. Jeffrey Epstein also owned a mansion on Palm Beach Island, not too far from where Mar-a-Lago is. And it's very highly possible that Jeffrey was getting set up with some of these teens that Tom Davis and his other friend that I was dating, they were getting these teens. Obviously, I mean, I never saw teens coming over to this guy's house that I dated, but I did see young people that were brought over by his son. The guy I dated, his son was 18 years old. Some of the girls he brought over were very young because he's 18. And I know his son had a sugar mama too. So not only was he bringing over young girls, there were drugs around them too. And his son was growing marijuana in his room. He had a hydroponic system. So I know there was drugs there. I could hear them hitting the bong and young girls coming and going. And it's just, I know too, his son did gay porn because he told me his son does gay porn and among other things. So the environment I was in was really scary. It wasn't a good environment for me. It wasn't safe. Once I got the death threat, that was it. I said, I gotta go and I'm gonna get away from these men, and I did. That was it. I got away. So I went to the feds about this. I said, hey, these sick pedophiles had groomed me, tried to get me to procure teens for them, for Donald Trump and his friends to have sex with. And they're going to go have sex. They said, Tom and his friend said they're going to have sex with, well, not his friend, but Tom said they're going to have sex with these teens at a hotel. Now, we all know Mar-a-Lago is a hotel. It's a club and hotel. Are they saying Mar-a-Lago? They didn't say Mar-a-Lago. They said a hotel. So, could be any hotel. But I thought to myself, well, is it at Mar-a-Lago? Who's to know? That's what I experienced. And I just wanted to talk about that to everybody and bring some awareness on that. That the people that hang out at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago procure teens. And some of these people are very, very close with Donald Trump. So, that is former President Donald Trump. And those are the kind of people he hangs out with at Mar-a-Lago. Okay, I am going to end this episode now. And before I end, please, if you get a chance, stop by my website, Today in True Crime and Portraits podcast website at todayintruecrimeandportraits.com. You can order merch there. I have merch for sale, and you can also, if you want to, and if you feel like you want to donate a few bucks to my GoFundMe campaigns, please do. I have 2 set up, and to retain an attorney, and the third one is to help solve my father's unsolved murder. So you're welcome to, if you want to donate, whatever, $5, $10, $20. I don't know what you want to donate. If you do, go, please donate. I need help getting an attorney for 2 cases I have. One's a stalking case where my civil rights were violated. The other one is to help sue a law firm, white-collar attorneys, for breach of fiduciary duty I have in my trust. And the other one's to help solve my father's unsolved murder. Okie doke. It was nice talking to everyone, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a great week. Bye.